Hello walkers, and welcome to Colorado State University. We are doing another campus tour here. My name is Henry, and I am going to be your proxy walker, your virtual travel guide today. It is late February, about 14 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 10 degrees Celsius, about 8 in the morning, so there's not really that busy, but things are starting to pick up. This is going to be an exploration, another one of those where I don't really know what I'm doing or where I'm going, but I'm going to do it anyway. It is a beautiful, beautiful morning, and when that sun peeks through, it is really nice. I'm going to be shifting back and forth with my mask as I get close to people, but I'm hoping you'll be patient with me. As I said, I don't really know anything about this college other than what I looked up on Wikipedia. It does have 35 to 38,000 students, 65 different degrees, I think, 8 different doctoral programs. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure some of you have either attended or know people who attended here, so please chime in the YouTube comments. Also, check us out on social media. Instagram is citywalks_virtual travel. Twitter is Walks City, and I believe Facebook is still City Walks. I don't post a whole lot, but I do post about once a week, and it's often things that I don't film. And on Facebook and Twitter, I will post occasionally links to other walks, other channels that I think you guys might be interested in. I'm going to take you around today, and we'll discover as we go. We're passing Rockwell Hall here. Looks like the College of Business. I'll call these things out as I go. I'm on a bike path here. I'm not even sure if this is pedestrians are allowed on it. I know in some places in Europe, I'm going to swing around here and see if I can get through back to the streets. In Europe, there are lanes specifically for bicycles that you do not want to walk in. You get hollered at or run over, or just a friendly bell ringing to say, get out of the way. Hope you guys are doing well. The cold front that has been going through the middle of America, I know people in Texas have had a really hard time, and I had a friend talk about how they were cold on Facebook before I realized all this was going on, and at the time we had 20 below, and I responded saying, hey, kind of making fun of her, and then she said it was 19 degrees. For Texas, that's pretty cold. It's pretty cold for anywhere if you're not ready for it. And apparently the power providers were not ready for it. Also heard that some people saying that the problem was the wind turbines were freezing up. But I gotta tell you, I just drove through Wyoming at 0 degrees and the wind turbines were spinning around just fine. We're coming out to Laurel. Over to the right is Laurel and Sherwood. And then to the right of that, or east of that, is Laurel Meldrum, if you're looking around on your map. And I thought I would just start out here, and we're going to head west. And then we will head, I think it's south. We'll have to make a left up here. It took me a while to find or figure out where I could park. You can park 1 2-hour section in this neighborhood off to the right once per day in the neighborhood, so not even in that spot, which makes sense. It's a big college and people need to be able to, that live here, need to have a place to park. They say this is Rockwell Hall. This is Rockwell Hall West. But it is a beautiful campus, at least today, with all this snow and crisp, clear air. Morning. coming up on Whitcomb off to the right there. Looks like a Cafe Bluebird restaurant. Laurel Street Station. This is Allison Hall. I'm not sure which one of these is Allison Hall. Gotta make sure my camera and my charging system here are failing me. Not sure exactly what the problem is. It was working fine. Look at this light. So we're going to go up here to Meridian and make a left, I think. Love this warm sunlight. So I guess what I was getting at earlier about the temperatures was, I feel for you. If you're suffering without power or water or just really cold temperatures, hang in there. Look after your neighbors and your friends and family. The university was started in the 1870s. I think the legislative act was signed in 1870, and then I think that if I understood what I was reading correctly, the first classes didn't start until 1879. This is the Walter Scott Jr. College of Engineering. I'm not sure. This is home of the Rams, sorry. That's their mascot, their team name. And they're big into football, I believe. Zip up a little bit. Ward off that chill. So we're going to make a left. I think this is Meridian. Looks like it changes name here as it goes onto campus. And we're going to open up a big open area in the center of campus. Although it's really deceptively big campus. I looked on Google Maps. I thought, oh, I'll be able to walk around that in no time. This is the Susan and Walter Scott Jr. Bioengineering Building. But it's huge. It really is. It goes for blocks and blocks. I don't want to say it's a whole section, which would be 640 acres, but it's pretty big. It might be a section. Off to the left here is the police department, campus police. And off to the right is Parmalee Hall, which looks like a residential hall. You do need to have a parking permit for on-campus parking, but they do have paid hourly and day-long parking. You can get a day-long parking permit online, which I did not do, hence my confusion earlier about where I could park. I think I've got it right. Hopefully I won't get a ticket. As I was pulling into town last night, sort of, visibility wasn't great, and I didn't know where I was going, and trying to find the hotel, and I think I may have tripped one of the automatic traffic signal cameras. Saw a couple flashes. I'm hoping it was somebody going the other direction, but I may end up with a ticket in the mail when I get home. Alright, I should have looked at the street name. Excuse me. It's crossing Plum Street. And I think we're going to go over towards the stadium. Sorry. I did a better job today of getting my gloves on before I started. I felt like I was in a hurry, a little bit flustered all day when I was filming yesterday, where we filmed in Hardin, Sheridan, and Casper, Wyoming. And if the roads had been a little better, I might have gotten another walk in yesterday. But that's okay. We're walking today. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. It does help me. It helps you learn when we've got more videos coming out. Also share with your friends. If you have friends that need to be entertained while they're getting their workout done on the treadmill or exercise machine, they might enjoy this. And it would help me out a little bit. Give us a like if you like the video. But comment. I always talk about how much I love the comments. Because I do. I was driving all day yesterday, so I didn't get to them until this morning, because I had to do some work last night, and I didn't get around to the comments till this morning. But I got to them. If I see them, YouTube. This is a student recreation center. YouTube's having an issue where for some reason, I'm not seeing several comments, which is frustrating for me, but I hope they're working on it. Put in some tickets. Let's look off to the left here, to the east. See this big open area, which is pretty cool, and there's a bike path that goes through the center, and it looks like there either might be a little pond or something down in the low section there. And I think we'll get over to that area after we go past the stadium. We'll say that an added benefit of these masks is in this cold weather, they keep your face warm. That is a lunatic wearing shorts in 14-degree weather. Let me rephrase, not a lunatic, but I don't understand how that is possible or wise. Anyway, that's more about me, I guess. And off to the right, we have, I should have looked up those mountains. I kind of assumed they were the Flatirons, but I think those are further south in Boulder. They're pretty with the light on them, though. We have a bunch of athletic fields off to the right. I would guess some practice fields, maybe some soccer fields, some softball fields. And then it looks like let's go over that way. We'll come back around through the stadium. Looks like a hockey rink, or an ice skating rink anyway. I don't know if CSU has a hockey team. I would guess so. The last couple walks have been in small towns, so I've tried to take my time, show you a lot more details, but this campus is so big that I'm speeding up my pace. There's a sign indicating that is specifically for bike paths. Be a good thing to have here. Although I haven't seen any electric bikes yet. Maybe they're too expensive for students. Or maybe students just, especially out here, enjoy the exercise. I have to remember that I'm not 19 or 20 anymore. My body is constantly reminding me of that, but mentally I feel like I'm still pretty young. Although I'm getting a little more curmudgeonly as I go. Yeah, this is a little ice rink over here. It's shaped like a hockey rink. pretty fancy sports center. It's like a fitness center inside. Got my charging working again if you were worried about that. This is the Aggie Trail North, pardon me, and North Residence Hall's that way. I'm looking at this sign here. And we're going to go to the Shield Street. We're going to Moby Arena. That's where we're going. Beautiful, crisp winter morning. I've had a few more people comment recently that they don't care for the commentary, which I understand. Totally get. I wish I could figure out a way to do both ambient and commentary at the same time without having to come back and re-narrate. I think you get a lot more. Well, there's trade-offs for sure. I could do some more research and do a narration over the top of this and have a lot more information, but I would miss out on some of the extemporaneous experiences that I have and thoughts. One of the things that I have requested, which I thought was a great idea, is talk about the smells. And I gotta tell you, it's so cold, my nose is a little runny, and I'm not smelling a whole lot right now, except clean air. A little bit of exhaust, maybe. Coming in, though, near Greeley, I think north of Greeley, there are a lot of feedlots, cattle feedlots, and you could smell the manure for sure. Up to the right is the Human Performance Clinical Research Laboratory, and I believe this modernist building is Moby Arena. So let me know if I'm wrong. The big ram's head on the top. There, it looks pretty cool. I'm assuming that's a performance area basketball arena. Off to the left is the softball field. And I guess their team is good enough to have a nice big sign like that. But morning. I think this might be the agricultural branch of the university system. I've seen a few things indicating that. Aggie Road, and got a sheep, although that might be the ram. That's probably what that is. Up here is a coffee truck. That's probably pretty appreciated. There's the soccer fields over there. That road up there is a main north-south road called Shields. I don't know if it's an avenue or what, but and I'm not sure what this cross street is. Perhaps it's Moby Street. I could look on my phone, but I think I would not be able to get into it with these gloves on. And so there's also a underpass there where you can, excuse me, go under Shields Road, I believe. But we are going to go this way. We're not going to get coffee. We're going to go back over towards the stadium, and we're going to cut across this field. Pardon me. It is a really peaceful morning. Looks like they've had some geese out here. Got to get some crunchy snow to walk on. I had someone else ask recently with one of my Bozeman walks, which was negative 11 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 25 or 28 Celsius, what I was wearing to be out in that weather. I thought that was another great question. So I replied, and I'll just go ahead and tell you that right now I'm not all that bundled up. I have a hat, gloves, of course. I'm wearing some wool-lined Carhartts, so they're a little thicker. Some winter boots, just a regular cotton t-shirt, and a mid-layer, which is synthetic, and then a light-weight down jacket, and a neck gaiter, and a mask. So my legs are a little chilly, and my hands are a little chilly, but otherwise I'm fine. If it was windy, it would be a completely different story, of course. I would have on more layers and some sort of wind protection. I'm not sure what the name of this road coming up is, but I will look for a sign for you. Oh, nice. Little snow blower over there. We'll take another look off to the left here. More distant view of the Moby Arena. And the Student Center. I had someone else ask in the comments what I was using to avoid the up-down motion. And there is still a little bit of that, and I try to say this every time, but sometimes I forget. I'm using a GoPro 8 with a Scotty Makes, I think it's called a Micro 2 or Mini 2 Video 2 vertical axis stabilizer. And looking for signs, sorry. And an external battery that I just got off Amazon. Well, this bike trail off to the right is called the Arbor Trail. Let's head over there and we'll get some better signage. Certainly there, I'm not going to cover every foot of this campus, every trail, or every building, but hopefully you'll get an idea of what it's like. That sound, that roaring sound, is I think a energy plant or heating plant. This is the Honors Academic Village over there. See a bunch of pink tags on these bicycles. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if people have left them behind or they're abandoned. What's going on there? Get a free U-lock. So it's informational. Let's head back this way. Is fire access only, and yet I think that's the door. It's a pretty massive stadium. I won't trouble you with my opinions on the dropping a name there. Basically people choosing to spend this kind of money on a place. Priorities. Lord. It's not exactly a hard word to remember. I think on the other side of the stadium is some housing as well. I'm not sure I'm going to go to the far side of the stadium. In fact, I think I'm going to pull my map up, which requires me to take my gloves off. Okay, this is Pitkin on the edge of Canvas Stadium, the north side. And you can see off to the right there is a practice field for the football team. This is Canvas Stadium. I guess that's how you say that. The glove goes back on. Oh no, somebody dropped their gloves. That's too bad. At the bus stop was part of the campus metro system. I bet in the before times this place gets pretty loud on Saturdays. For those of you not in the US, this is, Newsom Hall over here to the left. Looks residential, some 8-bit memo art, some cursing, I guess. For you that are not on the U.S. College football, well, high school football is played on Fridays typically. College football is on Saturdays. And professional football is mostly played on Sunday, but also there's Monday night football and Thursday night football. Again, not really my priority. Some cool statues there, Gate 1. Imagine how much seats up there cost. How many millions of dollars have gone into this. Oh, I said I wasn't gonna vent on that or rant. Just want to get a little bit of a shot because even if I don't care for it, it might make a good thumbnail. Right. Alright. And then off to the left here, looks like they are getting ready to build something new, maybe. My cynical side says it's going to be athletics related. Interesting that there's not a street sign here. I'm gonna have to tough it out and not wear my left-hand glove because, oops, I want to see what street that is. Meridian, it says. Must pass all the way through, not pass through, but then maintain its name on the other side. Yeah, there's another shot of the stadium. I know, for someone who doesn't care for that sort of thing, I sure am filming it a lot. Off to the left is Braden Hall, looks like a residential building. And let me see if this is labeled off to the right. It is not. Department of Art and History. This is according to Google Maps. Oh, there's a sign. Visual Arts Building. Sorry to be walking into the sun where the GoPro makes it so light and dark. It tries to compensate for the sky. And here we go. We'll get in the shadow maybe. And then so it reduces the exposure. Pretty cool tree. Looks like a cottonwood maybe. And I guess we're on West Pitkin Street. I thought Pitkin was on the other side. Oh well. We're all just doing the best we can. Braden Drive, it goes back. Looks like there's some other residential buildings back in there. Pretty cool. Well, those might be classrooms. Says this is the education building off to the left, and the chemistry building off to the right. It's a big building. It's kind of a cool modernist structure here in the beginning. We'll go check that out, and look, there's a quote on the base. We'll check that out. I would love to be able to go into some of these buildings, but I think given the health awareness, etc., it's better that I don't. So this quote says, "If I have been able to see farther than others, it was because I stood on the shoulders of giants." I don't know who that's a quote to, but this is Albert C. Yates Hall, off to the right. The snow seems to be blocking the person whose quote that was. Well, there's no quote over here. I feel a little bit tripped. Not really. That's interesting. Very cool, but up there, right about there, is a wasp's nest that has been abandoned. Probably because it's cold and unprotected. I'm surprised I bet it gets hot in the summer. I apologize for clearing my throat. I've got a little bit of a runny nose from the cold and post-nasal drip. I know it's annoying. Be glad to get in the shadow just for the filming reasons, not for the warmth reasons, that's for sure. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Behavioral Science Building. I forgot to mention that. Then over here is the Microbiology Building, 401 West Pitkin Street. And a friend with the last name Pitkin, where she got married. And then Animal Sciences are over there. Yeah, it's sounding a lot more and more like an agricultural-based school, technical-based school, much like Montana State and Bozeman. This is Chemistry Research Building up here, I guess to the right. And we'll have to wait and see what this is. Biology Building over here, directly in the sun. Weed Research Laboratory, and even though marijuana is legal in Colorado, I think they mean the other kind of weed. I guess, yeah, that's a reminder, we legalized it in Montana in the last election as well, the marijuana, recreational. And I think there's been some pushback from the legislature. It was a referendum. There's been some pushback from the legislature about implementing it. Insectary. It's interesting, they don't have the names of the halls. Usually on college campuses, the halls, the buildings are named for big-time donors or people that have contributed significantly to the university in some way or fashion. But most of these don't seem to have any names other than what they're about. I mean, what they're focused on. I guess we'll go down a little bit further. Headed towards 287. I don't know what the local name for that is. It's not showing up on Google. but we will probably make a left before that. It's interesting to me to see how many people are wearing their masks out in the wild like this. You don't see that in Montana very often. I'm all for it. I don't know that it's entirely necessary out here in the wild, but a lot more people around here, so I guess you're upping your chances, your risks. All right, we're gonna make a left on Mason Street. Looks like there's a parking garage off to the right there. Oh, look, a rail line. I don't know if that's commuter rail or actual rail. And there's a sports stadium. Oh, and then there's this high-speed bus lane, I think. That's pretty cool. I saw that when I was coming in. I think it goes quite a ways, not just down through campus, which is cool. So I think this off to the right, this building or this field is the track field and stadium. You can see the ice where it's melted when it got warm and then refroze. That's perilous. Yeah, there's the track and field area. If you're feeling like going and putting some shots. Throwing a javelin. Vaulting some poles. I believe this is some sort of facilities, judging by the number of university vehicles. That is such a nice and quiet bus. I read recently, after commenting on it, when I did a walk, I think it's the Virgin River Trail in Zion Park, National Park, and commenting on how loud the buses were. And they were natural gas, I believe. But they're still so loud, the internal combustion engine. Which you do what you can, at least they're bussing people around. But they recently got electric buses, which is brilliant. I think that's going to be a huge perk for the park in terms of just the ambience and aesthetic of visiting. Great. Oh man, I should not have come on this side. I could have walked you guys past all those buildings over there. No, I don't think I can get through there. Oh, I can't up here. Just having that quietness is such a nice thing for the park. There's already, thousands of people that come to visit, which is what they're for. I don't mean to sound negative about that. But to have them as quiet as we can make them is, I think, a great job. Kudos to the Park Service and whoever helped them raise the money. I would be a big fan in Yellowstone of having a decibel level limit. I don't mind people having their Harley Davidsons, but I don't think they need to take them into the national park. And I know people are gonna dispute that, which is fine. But honestly, when you have a natural space, a big roaring motorcycle or diesel truck or other truck or any kind of that vehicle sound really detracts from it, in my opinion. hands here. Alright, this is University Avenue, and we are going to make a left. If you're interested in seeing downtown Fort Collins, I did a walk not last fall, about a year and a half ago. Oh wow, time has flown. This past year in a way. I know it's a weird thing to say when we've all been cooped up. This is the Army ROTC building, Reserve Officer Training Corps, and off to the right is the Student Services. It's an older building. Yeah, anyway, it seems like I was just out here, but that was November 2019. We went to Europe for the winter, or for 2 months of the winter, came back, and the pandemic hit. So it's just the way it goes, I guess. We've been fortunate in a lot of ways. This is military science. And this is, I think, Colby. I missed the sign. I was going to look at it. Brand new building going in over here. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Libby Coy Way off to the right here. We're headed back towards the center of campus, that big open area, but on the other side of it. We're headed west, if you can tell by the light. Tell you the name of this road here in just a second. That is, oh my gosh, can't even read it. Whoa, you guys okay? That is Amy Van Dyken Way. Ooh, oh, slippery. Painful. I'm fine. Off to the left here is Plant Sciences and those trees. And this is the Michael Smith Natural Resources Building. I bet this is a beautiful campus in the spring. All leafed out, nice warm weather, plenty of open space. Excuse me. And this whole thing over here is the Warner College of Natural Resources. Fancy, modern, new. I like that big wooden pillar. This is the Andrew G. Clark. I don't know what that's all about. Looks like a theater almost. Off to this building right here is the computer science building. feel like they either have a name that's functional or a name that's not functional. So back there is the direction of the stadium, the Morgan Library right there. And we're gonna, I'm not sure what this building is over here. It's the Student Union building, I think. But we're gonna head this way. And I think this kind of goes through the center of town. Off one half block to the left is the big open area that we saw at the beginning. And we are headed north. It's a very cool building. I like it. I'll go over here to get in the sunlight too. This is the Lorry Student Center. It looks like I'm not the only one looking to stay in the sun. Definitely more people on this side of the quad. Did I tell you what time it was? It was 9 a.m., 8 a.m. when I started. That's saying it's 5:06, this little clock over here. I feel like that might be a little off. My phone says 8:50. Oh, we've been going for a while now. Well, it's such a beautiful campus. Big, massive campus. But it's a nice day to walk around it. This is 400 Isotope Drive. And this is the engineering building. I can't remember if we saw that in the beginning or not. This off to the right is Engineering South, Glover. That's the name of the building, Glover. Pardon me again. I don't know what the status is of in-person classes versus remote learning here. I would guess it's a mix, given the number of students I'm seeing. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you this. This is the physics building. Love these trees, the snow on top of them. Big park area. This looks like it might be the older section of campus. Statistics. This is Oval Drive, which I'm guessing is a reference to the road around the Central Park area. That's not the name of it. Love that though. Look at all those awesome trees. Must be fantastic in the summer, in the winter, the spring, and the fall. Oh my gosh. What a great day to be out. This is the mathematics department, the Lewis R. Weber building. About a block and a half or so on the other side of that park is 287. Again, I think it might be University Boulevard, University Street or something. This is the Institute for Learning and Teaching. I don't see a name on it. Oh, it says library, but I think this must be the old library. Pretty cool building. Love the inlays below the windows with the little bits of color there. A lot of old iconography. Coming up on Music Drive that goes off to the left. Straight ahead is Ammons Hall. It serves as the University Welcome Center. We're going to make a left on Music Drive here, at least for a couple yards. We don't need to see the parking lot. We do need to cut across the road though, get out of traffic. Very pretty building in that snow. And here we are back at Laurel. We started just the other side of the street here, which is Meldrum, I believe. That's where we started. Excuse me. So I want to thank you guys for joining us today on this walk around Colorado State University campus. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment below in the YouTube comment section and let us know what you think, what you need. Or just reach out. Tell me your connection to this area, Fort Collins and the university, etc. I really appreciate you joining me today. I'm going to film a few more walks today on this Colorado road trip. And I hope you'll come back and join me as I rush across this road so I don't get smushed. Made it. So anyway, come back. Hang in there, guys. We'll see you again soon from Colorado State University. Take care and keep on stepping.